Hello and welcome back to the Sweet and Spicy Podcast. My name is Kate.
And I'm Cecily.
And welcome to Season 3, guys.
What a journey it has been.
It really has been. We took a much needed break. So that was nice.
Yep. Prepped nothing, did nothing. But, you know.
Yeah. I read
break.
one book the entire break. I think so did Cecily. We were totally gonna prep for you guys. We needed a break more. So.
Life
Anyway.
is complicated.
It is. A lot of things happened. So, in lieu of all of this, welcome back. It's nice to be back. It's nice to get the routine back going. I've missed reading. Otherwise, yeah, it was a nice break. Cecily is gonna do our opener for the season, though, so I get to sit back and do nothing.
So,
also, we do have a Freya, for those of you who can see. This is my cat Freya. She's in the shark. She probably won't move this entire time.
I kicked all the cats out of here because they're annoying. So, I saw an ad. I mean, whoever's in charge of the Facebook ads for books, you're doing your job well, because you put like the randomest stuff up there, and I click on it and it's free, and I'm like, you know what? I'm reading it. This is called Brownies for My Grumpy Bunny. It's a Fairhaven Falls book, which is the series written by Honey Phillips. And it is basically triggers. If you're emotionally constipated and like constantly running from things, that will be a trigger for you.
Okay.
That will be a bit triggering. Parental abandonment, some discussion of like workplace harassment. It's really not something I would even really consider giving a trigger warning to, but if you're like, you've dealt with that and it makes you emotional, then don't read it. But I wouldn't even say it's like huge. It's just the rabbit is emotionally constipated. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait. So it's a rabbit shifter? Is that what a brownie is? I didn't think that's what a brownie was.
No, it's Brownies for My Grumpy Bunny. The brownies are actual, like, chocolate, delicious brownies.
Okay.
It's not about a brownie.
I thought brownies were a type of fairy.
Yeah, no, it's not about brownies. Although it did mention one. However, let me continue this, because I have to get it out.
Is this the Easter Bunny?
It is like the Easter Bunny vibe, but it's not really an Easter Bunny. It's just bunny adjacent. It's I would call this diet monster porn. Like Monster Smut Light. Like baby steps into monster. It's an odd one to me.
It's a rabbit.
It's a rabbit. So
it's a humanoid rabbit.
I know. However,
I don't think that's baby steps.
But it's nowhere near as freaky as any other monster book. It basically is a human romance, except he's a humanoid rabbit.
You know what's funny? I think I would much rather dip my toes into tentacle stuff than I would a rabbit. That's me personally. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this. She moved.
But that's what I'm saying here. It's like, oh, he's a rabbit, so you're thinking it's about to get freaky, but it really doesn't get that freaky.
No,
I would give it a 1 on
no
the
carrots.
Wow. Please. No. No more jokes. I would give it a 1 on the spicy level. But I feel like other people would probably give it more of a 1.5 or 2 because of the rabbit. But like I'm telling you, the rabbit's just He's a very human rabbit, and not very rabbity.
Okay. So
Okay.
there is spice.
So,
It's just vanilla spice, and he just happens to
oh,
be a
it's
rabbit.
like, yeah, it's like barely.
It's like missionary and only missionary.
No, like they mention it like it's gonna be hot and steamy, but then there's no description. So it's like, this was wonderful, this was great, or he did this, but it never really goes into like. I'll get there. Anyway, I'm calling it a 1. Maybe generous and call it a 1.5. What have you. Fairhaven Falls is essentially a town where others live, which others are the mythical creatures.
Okay.
So, but they're humanoid. I believe some of them have like more of a monster form, but from what I was reading, the rabbit in question, his name is Ben Holloway. He's humanoid body, but he's covered in like very soft gray hair because he's a little gray rabbit. He has piercing blue eyes, and then he has bunny ears. All the time. That's his form. He does not shift.
This sounds like somebody really liked Winnie the Pooh, but specifically Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh.
You might be on something there.
Does he have a garden that he gets really mad if it gets destroyed?
No, but he did say to stay off his lawn. So
oh
the
my
protagonist,
God, totally it.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I was just like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I will have to say that. Mostly just because I was just like, I don't understand. I don't know. So, Sarah Cartwright is a teacher who has moved to Fairhaven Falls. I keep wanting to say Halls. Fairhaven Falls to be the new teacher for kindergarten. She's a cute little sweet kindergarten teacher.
Aww.
It takes off very quickly. It's a short read. So she moves into this adorable little cottage. She's setting things up, and the lady who was part of the committee to bring her there, Flora, is a little she's like a orc, but she is like a grandma and has like coiled white hair, and she wears velour tracksuits with inappropriate sayings on them.
Oh, that's amazing. I love her already.
She's fantastic. Flora's fantastic. She is in your business, the town's gossip, and also the town's matchmaker. So this is a part of a series, apparently. I didn't realize that. And she's had a hand in putting people together. So she shows up at the cottage that Sarah's working on moving into. Oh, we're so glad to have you here and your award-winning brownies.
Do you know what other books are in this series?
I know there's one about a kraken.
Okay.
She writes science fiction. She writes about hot alien warriors too. So in this series there is, she writes a lot of stuff actually, but in this specific series, like the next one is guarded by my gargoyle, and then there's Hot Wolf in the City. I don't know if that's about the same series. She has a bunch of series. But Fairhaven Halls: cupcakes for my orc enemy, trouble for my troll, fireworks for my dragon boss, the single mom and the orc, mistletoe for my minotaur, Valentine for my vampire, protected by the orc, gift for my ghost, wedding for my werewolf, bidding on the orc outcast, kiss for my kraken, healed by Mr. Hyde, brownies for my grumpy bunny, and then, like I said, guarded by my gargoyle.
I feel like I know this, but none of those ring a bell. So maybe I read something similar.
There is a similar series. Like, what I did note, that this series makes me think of the Alina Jacobs series that I like, with the little town of Hartford.
Yeah.
And the characters that repeat, except supernatural versus human.
Mm-hmm.
I did think that. However, so they're called others. They just kind of casually go about in their forms. So Mr. Bunny is like a humanoid bunny. but he doesn't have like bunny paws or bunny feet. He has human hands and feet. Never really clarifies if he has a tail, because, you kind of got to know if he has a fluffy little bunny tail. And he seems to have more human face. He just has ears and fur on his body. So that's why I'm like, this is diet.
Bigfoot?
Kinda. I mean, it's to me, it's diet monster, because he's not really a monster. He's a human who's almost cosplaying as a monster.
Features.
Yeah, like that's why I'm like, this is not the same. I don't know. Maybe we're just damaged.
That could be a pretty big possibility.
So anywho,
this sounds like rabbit Bigfoot.
I mean, I guess
the human hands and feet is what gets me. Human hands, okay, I can kind of deal with that, but the human feet on a rabbit just sounds horrifying.
From my understanding, human feet. So, I don't know. Anywho, Sarah moves in. She's all like, Flora's like, I can't wait to have you here. We're so excited. And your brownies that you 3, like, she's won blue ribbons for her brownies in 3 different counties. And Sarah's like, wait, how do you know that? That wasn't part of the interview process. Flora's just like, la la la. She gives her a basket and she tells her to put out bunny food by the fence. And Sarah's like, wait, what? Like, and she's thinking she means, like, actual little garden bunnies, because it's overgrown and all that. So she goes to the basket that she brought her.
Completely understandable to think that.
There's, like, homemade jam and all this other stuff. But there's a thing of, like, for the bunny, it was, like, little carrots and herbs. No, not carrots. Pellets and herbs. So she goes and sprinkles it at the back fence, like, whatever. Maybe there's, like, a large bunny population in the town. Mr. Ben Holloway comes to the gate and startles her, and he is like, what are you doing? Like, very gruff. He's like a 6'4", very scary, stoic bunny. And, which, it's just funny. She was like, I was putting out the rabbit food, and then she realizes he's a rabbit, and he's like looking at her, and she's like, totally embarrassed. She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She's like, Flora told me to put out bunny food, and he's like, of course, Flora, because Flora is well known for being a mischievous little matchmaking little orc running around the town. So they have this whole awkward interaction. She apologizes, and he like walks away and is like basically immediately in love with her. She smells like sugar and vanilla, and he's like, I haven't felt this way about anybody ever. And she's like, oh my god, that was so embarrassing, can't believe I did that. So she ends up making brownies in the morning and takes them over as a, I'm so sorry, I truly didn't mean anything by it, here you go. Because it would be very offensive to the rabbit, apparently. Mm-hmm. The rabbit man. So she gets ready for work and goes to her first day of school, and like a little orc child runs in, all adorable, and then there's a little wolf child, and like they have their little wolfy ears and like their green skin, so they're all like little humanoid monsters running around. Mm-hmm. And she talks to the principal, and the principal does kind of ask her about her last job because she left abruptly, and that's when you find out one of the students' fathers started like showing up to events at the school all the time and harassing her, and she had finally like gathered enough evidence to report it to the police, but he was married, so his wife made it a big deal and made her out to be the homewrecker, so she just left. Oh. So messed up. So she's there at this school, she's enjoying herself, enjoying the kids. She like goes walking through the town. She meets Posey, who runs like a vintage store, because she was like very kindergarten school teacher. She wears cute little dresses and cardigans, and she's just like sunshiny bakery person. And Posey talks to her about different stuff, and she mentions the neighbor, because everyone gossips, so everyone knows what's going on. So everyone, like half of them already know about her leaving bunny food on accident. And so she meets her, and like she makes friends and different things, and basically this moves very quickly, because within a couple of days, it's like her second week in town, and she's having drinks at the tavern, because the rabbit actually runs the tavern in town. And they have food, they have drinks.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie with all of the holiday characters, and Jack Frost is in it as well?
No, but
I've heard.
I've heard of it. There's one with like Jack Frost, and there's like a leafy creature.
Jack Frost and the Easter Bunny and the leaf.
Yeah, I've
like
seen something about that.
So the Easter Bunny in that is a gray bunny, who's like from Australia, and is like battle worn.
Oh well, this tracks.
And like drinks and like. I don't know if it ever explicitly says that he drinks. I don't remember the movie that well. But I remember that it's like, he definitely drinks. Like, you can tell. So this makes more sense than the Winnie the Pooh.
Probably.
Guardians. That's what it's called.
That's
Guardians.
what it's called. So he owns a tavern. And what you learn eventually, because like she overhears him playing one night and people talk about it, he was in a band called The Bite. Him and 3 other of the others, animal shifters. Yes, I know. Laugh away. Like, I'm not trying to be like awful or anything. It's just, I'm just saying, this is the story. It was different. I didn't hate it, but I didn't necessarily love it. Okay. Don't die.
I'm trying not to.
So, he used to be in a band called The Bite. He was in the band. They got huge, big rock stars. Sarah actually remembers them, like, in her college days, like, seeing posters and things about them. So, when he was in the band, he got kind of consumed and ate up with the fame and like, all the women throwing themselves at him. But he finally realized when he slept with somebody and they left him, 2 girls left him a note that said, "Thanks for the experience." So he has issues because he's like, feels like he was treated as like a mascot. Nobody saw him as a person. And he already had issues because his mom left when he was a kid and his dad threw himself into work and doesn't really have anything to do with him because his son was just a reminder of what he had lost.
Very bunny behavior.
Fair. So, as I said, the rabbit is emotionally constipated. Because he's like sitting on all of this trauma. And then once he realized he was just a mascot, he literally packed up and walked away and moved to Fairhaven Falls. And he's been there for 6 years. And he's known as the grumpy bunny who runs the tavern. And he hasn't touched anybody in those 6 years, hasn't even thought about anybody in those 6 years. So his whole first half of the book is him freaking out because he can feel himself losing control just because this girl moved in next door. And he doesn't want to lose control because he's afraid if he loses control, he'll be back in the mindset that he was back then. Mm-hmm. And he's never played again either, but he does play secretly under the cover of darkness, and his neighbor has heard him and thinks it's beautiful. It made her shed tears. So, on that second week of her being there and celebrating at the tavern with her new friends, he's been grumpy this entire time because she keeps bringing him food and different stuff. And then his friend, Adrian the werewolf, like, checks on him, and he's like, interesting. Like he can tell the bunny is bothered. So he decides to flirt with Sarah. Bunny loses his stuff in the tavern.
That's not a good idea, guys.
And she had like 3 or 4 drinks. And she, like, I definitely think she was probably tipsy, but I don't think she was drunk. But he said she was drunk, and he carried her home. All the way to her home and, like, tucked her in and left her there. But she got really embarrassed because while she was tipsy, she asked him if he would come to her class party and bring candy for the kids, like the Easter Bunny. And so again, she makes more desserts and apologizes to him, and explains, I really wasn't trying to, like, make you a derivative or just a mascot or something. I genuinely thought it would be cute and nice. I didn't mean anything by it. He's like, I know you didn't. Da, da, da. Like, they have moments, but he's so.
like, I just got issues. I'm aware of them.
I can't touch you. You deserve better. I'm just.
Yeah.
And she.
I'm just an ordinary girl.
Wow.
Sorry.
So here's the kicker. Here's one thing I do find interesting is she points out to him the fact that you're worried means you're a good guy. And that's what other people have told him. The fact that you're even concerned shows that you're not that same person. So he actually ends up coming to her little party and passing out candy. And the little orc girl is like in love with him. And then she thinks he's the coolest thing. Like, can I pet your hair? But then, like, at one point, Sarah was doing something and he was, like, against the wall watching, and the little orc girl comes over and, like, can I give you a hug? You look sad. And he, like, lets her hug him, and it's just precious.
That's cute.
It's cute and adorable. It's precious. But you're also just like, come on, rabbit, get your shit together. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing? So, finally, he kind of has a conversation with her and explain what's happening. So apparently to rabbit others, when you bring them food, you are proposing that you are interested. And what did Flora tell her to do immediately?
Give him food.
Flora was all up in everybody's business from the get-go.
Flora said, I know.
So she's been bringing him food, which to his rabbit, because they're so close to spring, like they're just about to spring, which will be spring mating season, and everyone talks about how the rabbits go crazy and their stamina and they're unstoppable, which is just hilarity to me because, you know, obviously all you can think about it is the rabbits get together, you're going to have like 57 baby bunnies very quickly.
There's a game called Donut County, and one of the things is like you go around and you're this whole like devouring the whole town, right? But one of the things is you go to a rabbit farm and you actually get 2 of the rabbits in the hole, and then about 30 rabbits come out of the hole.
Yeah.
It's very funny. You just see a bunch of little like hearts, and then suddenly the hole is getting bigger and bigger because of the more things that are in it. And it's just rabbit.
Yeah. So I had a rabbit. I was an FFA in high school, and I showed a rabbit one year at the fair. He was a little Dutch bunny. He was adorable. I named him Billy Badass. Billy Bunny. But, you know, whatever. After fair time, we still had him because he was cute and fluffy and adorable. But we actually ended up letting him roam around the yard. He was very happy. He would stay in the yard. And we would give him carrots and snacks and things, but he lived in the yard and was our little bunny. And our crazy neighbor told my dad one day, you know, it'd be funny if I threw another rabbit over there. My dad was like, huh, yeah, that would be. Thinks nothing of it. My mom and I are in the kitchen one day. She looks out the window and she goes, there's a white rabbit in the yard. And I was like, okay, Alice, what have you been smoking? 'Cause I mean, a white rabbit? That's random.
Yeah, and that's not native.
There was a white rabbit. Yeah, white rabbits are not native to Florida, by the way. There was a white rabbit. Our freaking neighbor threw a female white rabbit into the yard. So, over the course of not very long, I think we ended up with like 5 different litters of bunnies. And they all just lived in the yard, and we had a bunny farm.
They bounce back real quick.
It's ridiculous. My mom finally caught her and took her to the vet and got her fixed. You could get a rabbit fixed. Bet most people didn't know that.
You could get a rabbit neutered too.
Well, we caught her. She was the problem.
Yeah, but if you don't fix him, your neighbor could just throw another one over there.
The neighbor got chewed out relentlessly by his wife. Like, what the hell were you thinking? After my mom, like, told his wife what he did.
Your dad probably thought it was hilarious, though, didn't he?
Oh, for sure. And we had lots of bunnies. And then we ended up getting them to a relative who teaches ag in another county. And he distributed all the bunnies. We're like, goodbye.
My brother had a bunny growing up. I think his name was Mr. Squiggles. he was a teenager when he got Mr. Squiggles, by the way, and named him Mr. Squiggles. Mr. Squiggles, my brother did not know how to take care of a rabbit properly. I did not live with my brother at this time. He did not know how to take care of Mr. Squiggles properly. At first, he had him out of his little crate box all the time. It was one of those crate boxes that you put the rabbit in to sleep at night and then you take them back out again during the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the ones that's only for sleeping. Well, he spent a lot of time in that box, and we felt really bad about it. But I would take him out and just let him cuddle with me. He'd just give you kisses and, like, just chew on your blankets. Like, that was his main thing, is he wanted something to chew on. So I would get him, like, the little things when I was there, because I would go visit. But it was very cute. I loved Mr. Squiggles. He was so soft. He was yay big.
Yeah.
He was like a small little dwarf.
Well, that's the thing. Billy was a Dutch buck, so he was like little bitty bunny. The white rabbit was...
I can't see you. Your camera's not that way. Thank
there.
you.
He was a little bunny. She was like this. It was ridiculous.
He got him a hot mama.
So anyway, in the book, the bunnies have the rabbit season. They're known about the stamina, blah, blah, blah.
So it's like mating season for werewolves.
Yes,
it's like going
but for the bunnies.
Rut, whatever it is.
For the bunny. Yeah. And so he is like, she doesn't understand what she's doing. Well, he finally tells her. And then she was like, okay, lets it go. Next thing you know, she dropped cookies off at his doorstep. And he's like, you did it again. I told you what it means and you did it again. And she's like, yeah. Like, my dude. Yes.
Take the hit.
And so then he's flabbergasted that she's interested. And
Flabbers be gasted.
His flabbers were all kinds of gasted. And so he agrees to help her, like, prepare for the spring festival thing they're doing or whatever. But, like, he, like, grabs her and kisses her. It was after the party he went to and passed out candy, but that was before he told her about the stuff. But he, like, lost control and was, like, kissing her up against a fence post. And, of course, the whole town knew and has been watching this drama unfold and loving every minute of it. There's a betting pool and all that good stuff.
Yeah, because their neighbor, Grumpy Pants, is over there having the hots for their new kindergarten teacher.
And
Girl,
they're all
you
like...
just kicked your desk.
My chair hit it.
Are you okay?
I'm just spinning.
Okay.
I'm too close, apparently. So... everything is explained, and she's still interested, and he's like, I just need a little bit of time, because he's like got to process, and he's processing, and people are talking to him. And one night he's at his tavern, and like Sam the Kraken comes up out of the water and is like checking on him and has heard about the teacher, and then the sheriff werewolf comes and talks to him, and then even Flora pops out there. He's like, this is ridiculous. He's like, you know what? Because they're basically like, you know, you're not that person. We all see you. You went and passed out candy to the kids. You're always helpful. They're like, you're not this horrible person you think you are. And he's like, you're right. And he like runs to her house. And he finally like, you know, they do not go all the way, but he does have dinner. But like, it doesn't get very descriptive of having dinner, just that it was good.
He has dinner and it was well served.
Basically, we
don't know what he had for dinner.
Well,
necessarily.
Yeah.
We know the basics of what he had, but we don't know how he ate it.
We just know that she thought it was good, and he's like, she tastes like she smells, so there you go.
Okay, so this is an open door non-descriptive.
Yes, that's probably the best way to say it. Which, okay. I was like, Like, again, so, not horrible. I think the biggest drawback for me is the fact that I'm the type of person that if you have figured out what is wrong with you and you do not solve it because you have figured it out within a very short amount of time, I'm frustrated and I no longer want to hear about your problem because you should have figured your crap out already. That is me. That is my personality. That is how I be. And so once the rabbit realized he was being dumb, I'm like, all right, rabbit, let's go. But the rabbit took several more pages to get his act together. And that
So
annoys me.
So I call that either a cracked door romance, where like the door is open, but like it's not really open,
That
or
makes
a
sense.
glass or a closed glass door. You know what's happening. You just don't really.
I think
know
it's
what's
more
happening.
of cracked door because you knew
Yeah.
what was happening and you knew that it went well, but you just got no details.
Yeah.
And that's not my typical experience when we get into the monster world usually.
Yeah, usually people who write monster are a little bit more descriptive and stuff, which it could also be that it's just not her writing style, and that's fine too. Because some people really like those.
It seems like the other series might be more intense than this one. This one seems to be the
Okay.
cutesy fun one, which is fine.
You need
No
those every
issues
once
there.
in a while, to be fair.
Wasn't bad, wasn't terrible. So they do get together there. He doesn't go all the way because he's still kind of like, once I do that, you're mine. Well, then it comes to reveal he had been, over the couple weeks, he'd been coming back and forth and spending time with her because, they're neighbors.
Yeah.
He realized, he was looking at his room and he's like, when did I get all of this stuff? He made a nest. And he was like, so that was what the sheriff and them talked. You made a nest. Have you ever wanted to make a nest for any of these women? No. And he's like, she's different. So he tells her what it means. He made a nest. He's like, if I take you, I want you forever. I won't give up on you. I'll be possessive and I don't want to hurt you. And she's like, for the love of God, if you don't, stick it in there right now, I'm going to lose my mind. That's basically how that goes.
Honestly, I think us being a little bit more PG in our descriptions is making these a lot more fun. Because I think they're funnier.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
listen, he got his carrot out and used it, alright?
Okay, fine, there you go. Basically, that's what she's saying. If you don't give me the gosh darn carrot, I'm going to lose my stuff. So
it's the God-given rabbit carrot.
He stuffed her Easter basket.
The eggs were in fact full.
The eggs were in fact stuffed. A little bit.
Cadbury cream eggs.
Ew. Too far.
Freya disagrees.
So, they're together, and it's like happily ever after. Oh, and I forgot. The musical act for the spring festival, canceled on them last minute, and so she asked him...
Not the spring festival!
I know. So she asked Mr. Grumpy Bunny Ben, and he was, freaking out, and he's like, I can't do this, the music, and he kept blaming the music, and it's like, the music was never the problem. So he does a set, and all these women are like, oh my god, Ben Holloway! But he only has eyes for Sarah and goes to her. And she saw it, and rather than save him, she waited so he could see that he made the choice on his own, that she didn't have to save him. And it's all very inspirational with your learning about yourself and things.
So this is Monster Hallmark.
Yes, that is an excellent category. We shall now have a special category that we refer to for all of those.
Monster Hallmark.
So if you're looking for Hallmark love story with a tiny bit of, ooh, orc, bunny. I don't know about bunny. I've just never.
With also, mind you, Hallmark does not have spicy sprinkled in, but these do. But it's light spicy, so it's not
very,
too
very, very light. It is not heavily dusted up in there. It's intense. It talks about being intense and stuff, but it just was not full.
Wasn't full fire hose?
I mean, it did talk about what it looked like and how it came out of a sheath, but other than that, it was pretty normal. So,
okay.
So
that's the thing that they decided to keep bunny accurate.
I guess. And his ears.
And his ears.
They have bunny ears. Although those look more like horns than, bunny ears, but what have you.
I wonder if when he wakes up in the morning, his ears are floppy.
Whenever he blushes, they, get close to his head and, retreat back.
So they go from here to...
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute. Freya is licking her little paws over there. She gotta take a shower, apparently, on camera.
Your child.
She gotta keep that for the only paws. I need to pay rent.
Anywho.
I am literally just gonna make a montage of Freya in this and just post that one day.
There you go. So, anywho, it was a happily ever after. It was not super spicy, but it was also not super dark. So, if you're looking for a nice, lighthearted read, I would suggest you venture into the world of Fairhaven Falls, because it's just shenanigans over there in a Hallmark kind of way. The light, it's moved position.
The sun from the Teletubbies. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Welcome back. We're happy to be back for season 3. And, season 3 is probably going to run a little longer than the other seasons.
Given that it's March, I would say probably a summer break and then run through like the holidays or just before.
Nope, we're gonna run till October.
That works too. Yeah, that makes sense.
We're gonna run through October.
That's actually better. November, December is very hard months.
It is, and we're kind of running out of holiday books. We're not actually, but holiday books are sometimes hard to read.
Sometimes they're entertaining to read.
They are sometimes, but I don't really want to read any more Thanksgiving ones.
That's fair. Your Thanksgiving finds were despicable.
They were weird. Anyway, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, not Apple Music. I always say Apple Music.
You
it's
always
not Apple Music.
Do. Always.
I'm going to say Amazon Music, and I say Apple Music. Amazon Music. And wherever else you might get your podcast besides Apple. Anyway, happy reading. Bye.
Bye.